Welcome, boys and girls, theys and thems, children of all ages. It is your ever-loving Uncle Fish, the fastest working man in indie comics, creator of over 117 books in indie world, and raised over 200K with all of my fellow clients and backers. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We are doing another random character roll-up that we did from our Roll for Hero series on Wednesdays at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central that I do every week with your weird Uncle E, Esteban Carrero from Ultra Comics. If you're not one of the hip cats or cool chickies that have your ear to the street and know what's going on, maybe you don't know that your Uncle Fish and your weird Uncle E have a brand new live art stream, Roll for Hero, every Wednesday afternoon at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, where we take a random set of prompts and we take a 10-sided dice and we roll it through the Tower of Gray Skull and we come up with a random set of prompts to create a brand new OC each week. Now, Esteban and your Uncle Fish, we each come up with our own character. We draw them live on the stream while the fans are listening, while they're watching, while they're commenting, while they're shouting out amazing ideas. And we come up with really cool characters. Could not be more vastly different from each other. And then we talk about how we got there, what we came up with, what we love about it, and we inspire each other to cool new ideas and story ideas. It is so much fun. It is such a fun creative exercise. If nothing else, you need to tune in for the action and the hilarity, baby, because we get pretty goofy on the show. Now, if you want to follow along and roll up your own character, you can tune in every Wednesday, or you can check out the description. I'll have links to some posts where you can look at the prompts yourself, and all you need is a 10-sided or 20-sided die, roll up a set of powers and prompts for yourself, see what you come up with, take it in whatever direction you want to, draw up your own OC, and then when you post it, be sure to tag it, hashtag Roll for Hero, so we can see it, because if we see it, we're going to share it on the show, baby, and let everybody know what you came up with. Thanks for coming along, thanks for hanging out, and let's check out what we did this week. Last time on Roll for Hero, we rolled up a brand new set of powers and prompts off of your Uncle Fishy's prompt generator that I created. And this time we got the setting of steampunk, baby. And we get our powers because we are an alien with elemental control. It can be whatever you want that to be. It could be heat, it could be fire, it could be cosmic radiation, whatever you want. And then we got the power of telekinesis, we got flight, and we've got acrobat. Think your Spider-Man and your Daredevil type characters. We got a character that is selfless. He is in this because it's the right thing to do, and he is weak to a particular item. What would you do with those prompts? Take those prompts right now, pause the show, create your own OC off of it. I would love to see it. Be sure to tag hashtag Roll for Heroes. But before we get to the time lapse and we talk about what your Uncle Fishy came up with, be sure to hit the like button, share this video with a friend that you think will enjoy it, and if you want to follow along every Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern or 2:30 Central, then you can be sure to subscribe, hit the notify bell so you don't miss out on a single episode. You can hang out with us and shout out cool ideas like they did on this week's episode. Now, I gotta tell you, there is nothing that your Uncle Fishy loves more than designing an alien. And usually I like to go really alien. I really like to create aliens that could not be a guy in a suit. That's one of my favorite things. Put the head in weird places, a weird number of appendages. Do they walk on all fours? Let's find out. I decided to go out of my comfort zone this time, and I decided to keep it bipedal. I like to combine all the things together. I like to make all of the random powers work together. Now, how am I going to do elemental control and telekinesis and flight and acrobatics? How am I going to make all of this work into one thing? Well, I start looking at how could they go together, and then I was reminded of the way Aang fights in Avatar: The Last Airbender when it came to the acrobatics, and the way that he ducks and dodges and avoids as an airbender rather than going straight into combat. And that reminded me of the way, Spider-Man will spend so much time in the air dodging and flipping and things like that, and then it hit me. I could combine that acrobatics. I could combine the flight and the moving around. I could even make telekinesis a part of it if they're moving around in the flight this way and we're elemental controlling. They're a freaking airbender. Essentially, we're talking an alien that naturally has the ability to glide on the wind. He's very light. He can control the wind. He has these big, long gills in his wing ears where he can suck in huge amounts of air and use that to either blast out and propel himself at high speed to fly further and faster, or to blast that out against an opponent. He has essentially a telekinesis with his ability to be able to control the air and be able to flip and duck and dive through it. He's just a leaf on the wind, baby. He is a feather taking flight. He is hard to touch and hard to tie down. He is constantly on the move. And if you've got this kind of physique, you've got to have this kind of ability to move and change. Then his clothes needed to be designed to work around this. Now, it has to have a steampunk feeling because he's in a steampunk setting. But I decided instead of going super hardcore strict steampunk with it, I decided to go a little bit more steampunk inspired, and then it hit me. He's coming from a world that is steampunk. This alien is coming from an alien planet that is steampunk, so the steampunk aesthetic on his world might be a little bit different. His clothes might be cut a little bit differently to make his flexible arms have more room to move, to make his skinny, flexible waist have more room to move around underneath the coat and the trousers. He still has a very prim and proper appearance, but all of the ideas started coming together for this, and then I got a picture of who this character is, who this selfless alien is, who comes from this steampunk world and has this weird ability to be able to fly on the wind and be able to control the air and move around like he's a part of it. Who is this character? Why is he here? What is he doing? What is his weakness? Because remember, he has to have a weakness to a particular item. And that's when it all came crashing in, baby. That's when the steampunk made sense. And that is when I got to the idea for a story. Oh, do you want to hear the story? Do you want to know what it is? Well, maybe give us a like and a follow. Maybe give it a share. Maybe you hit that subscribe button for me real quick so you can be there next Wednesday when we're doing this live and have fun with us, huh? Check it. All right, there we go. Let's get to the story, baby. It all came together for me. The steampunk, the alien, the selfless nature, the needing to be. He has to have a weakness to something in particular. And what is it? It all came crashing in together, baby. This is a Superman story like no other. This character is Kadence Featherwind. He is a scientist from an alien world. He comes from an alien steampunk planet. They never got beyond the need for steam power because they learned how to master it. Their ability to control and harness and master the wind the way they do let them get so much more efficiency out of steam power. It let them get so much more efficiency out of heating through fire and not all the pollution and stuff that comes out of the way we normally burn things like coal. They learned to master this down. They have a beautiful, clean planet. They saw the way it was going. They saw the way pollution nearly destroyed their planet when the steam engine and coal came to be on their planet, and all the dark clouds, the thick black smoke hanging everywhere, choking the people to death, and being as they breathe through these giant gills in their ear wings, then that ain't gonna work, baby. They had to come together as a people. They had to solve this problem and master it they did. And they became a shining example of what steampunk power can be in a clean, beautiful world. And it is his mission. Featherwind spends his life traveling the stars, coming to other places, trying to spread the news and be able to help people as they reach that technological evolution, as they get to that power of steam and they unlock it like Star Trek would do when a planet gets a warp engine. When a planet finally gets to get steam power, he shows up and tries to teach them and help them show how they can do it better, how they can make their world better. And usually he is lauded as a hero. But when he comes to our world, we know how greed and money gets involved. And when he comes in and starts trying to share how we could do this better, and we don't have to use toxic burning things like coal, well, the coal barons don't like that. And the people that are in power are making a lot of money off of things burning polluted and being nasty. They're making a fortune here, and they're not about to lose money just so they can clean up a planet that they're not going to be living in for that much time. All of a sudden, these people are after Kadence Featherwind. He is a scientist. He is completely oblivious to what it means to attack somebody. He has never lived in a world full of violence. His natural abilities to be an acrobat and to be able to fly on the wind and bounce and move and twist makes it super easy for him to be able to dodge attacks. And you could be coming at him swinging a giant monkey wrench and just crash, crash, crash. And he's dodging and flying and moving and flipping around. And he's like, oh, my dear sir, if you're not careful, somebody might think you were trying to hit me on purpose. Heavens to Betsy. Sir, you must learn to control that wrench. That's the 5th time you nearly took my head off this. He has no idea what it means to have that murderous intent in your heart. He has no idea what the greed is is that is keeping people holding on to their old ways. He's here to try and make the world a better place, but he's got a lot of fighting to do to get here, and he has no idea how bad it's going to get because the powers that be are willing to throw the entire planet into another world war as long as they can keep their stranglehold on the resources and stay the most powerful. Will Kadence Featherwind be able to survive in this world? Will he be able to lead this newly steam-powered world to a better tomorrow? Tune in with us every Wednesday afternoon, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 p.m. Central. Hang out with me and your weird Uncle E on Roll for Hero. Roll up a random character with us. See what you come up with. See what we come up with. Shout out ideas. Shout out names. Shout out ideas for powers that might end up in the prompts for next month. Hang out with us. Have fun. We always have a blast. I hope to see you there. And remember, no matter what, your Uncle Fishy loves you.